Hello, my very dear Taurus people. This is your reading for the entire month of September 2026, and it will be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now, I'm not sure exactly where we're going with this because the first thing that I kept being drawn to was my teeth. Now, there are a lot of stories around my teeth over the years because that has been a central point of caretaking for me, having had, not great teeth, not strong teeth growing up. So there's been constant attention to them over the years. Thank you. So this is one thing that always troubled me, and I think this is key. There was always one tooth that was misplaced in a way where I always was self-conscious of it. Everybody else seemed to have braces and I didn't, and there was this one tooth that was just like pushed way far back. And I asked many dentists over the years, is there anything that you can do to change the look of that tooth? No, can't do that. It would mean having to do this and that. Well, lo and behold, 3 years ago, some wonderful, wonderful dentist figured out he could actually create something that he could then glue onto the tooth that was not traditional or standard with any kind of dental treatment that we knew of. This was a new dentist that I found. I found him in a foreign country, and all of a sudden, this tooth that had plagued me for years, that I had been told there was no hope for, it was just always going to be there unless you get an implant, which I was not going to do. So, what does that mean, Spirit? Why is that relevant for Taurus, and why is it relevant for Taurus now in the month of September? Okay, and as I say that, I land on the two cards that I pulled for you, choice and hopelessness. I'm going to pull back now because I was also starting to get a sense of the energy of September. And what I can say is it felt to me like the first week of September, there's going to be a lot of adjustments. Now, we can assume if there are children in the family that there will be adjustments because for most people, especially in North America, the school season starts in September. But beyond that, what it feels like to me is that there is going to be a subtle shifting of power, literally almost as though you might feel as though sand is kind of sliding out from under your feet. And there may be a tendency to kind of go grab onto something to hold yourself solid. And what I'm being shown here is it's a beautiful sand, it's a soft sand, and all that it's doing is it's softening you so that you're no longer on this rigid platform that, while it might have been very helpful for you at some points, well, for a long time, while it might have been very helpful for you and a very much a part of your self-image, the structure of your personality, your ego, how you would have seen yourself, what's happening is it's not cracking, it's not breaking away, there's not a huge impact. There's this subtle, almost like these concrete blocks being able to just soften and crumble in a way where you land softly in this sand. And as you do that, you're no longer holding yourself up in this position. You're gentled on the earth. And as you're there, you're able to look out at the water, which is very gently, just right there, right near you. And it's gentle. It's not a big roaring ocean. It's gentle. So I feel with this Taurus, some of you are going to be called to really honor the fact that your structures are changing in order to bring you into a more naturally grounded space as opposed to a rigid protected structure that you may have created for security. This is where you're getting to start to understand where the true grounded is. And it is in nature. It is in nature. It is in the sand, and it is in the rocks, and it is in the water and the trees and all of that beautiful stuff. But the very fact that they're showing this to me as a beach with a beautiful white sand and then this beautiful ocean, this is a sacred image I'm getting here, and I'm getting shivers. You are being called, Taurus, to really understand your strength, your earthy nature, Oh, the power of your heart. It's big. And you're now at a point in your lives where you're starting to be able to see beyond what you thought you needed in order to be safe. Whether that was the good opinion of others, whether or not that was financial security, whether or not that was, having achieved success in a particular area that was relevant to you. You are so very much more than that, and you're understanding that. You're understanding where your real power comes from. And Taurus, this is huge for you. Now, they're bringing me back to the tooth, and they're bringing me back to the choice and the hopelessness card. And choice is all through this reading. You've got the choice cards, you've got the stop and allow. Notice what choices you're making that are taking you out of pleasure. You've got two really key big ones there. And you've got the reminder that there is more than you just going on. There is more than just you. There's more than your opinion. There is something bigger than you. And that's really the image that I get with this, is really walking along the beach with divine inspiration. It's you being grounded. It's you being close in connection to the water, comfortable with the water in a way where maybe you haven't been before. Water being the emotions, the subtle emotions, the nuances. Remember, this is a quiet, gentle, soft beach. This is you being able to make the choice now, where it might have been hopeless to have that tooth fixed. It felt hopeless to me. I almost didn't even bother asking the last dentist. But I gave it another shot, and there all of a sudden something that had bothered me for my entire life suddenly changed at the age of 65. Now, you are the one that gets to choose. You are the one that is going to really benefit from understanding the fact that you do have power, because sometimes you have felt like you only have power to work and achieve, but beyond that you didn't really have agency in your life, maybe in the way that you wanted. You're being told to remember that your power is how you make your choices. Your power is whether or not you're going to ask that last question, whether or not you're going to try a new dentist, whether or not you're going to XYZ, whatever it is for you. That hopelessness, things that may have felt hopeless to you, that created protection and guarding and a rigid structure, they don't count anymore, because your power is in your choice. You're being asked to embrace this ability to really welcome and accept the ease of abundance, the ease of allowing goodness into your life in whatever way. Is a choice. It is a choice. And every time, Taurus, you have strong minds, and every time you stop and allow yourself to check in and say, what's getting in the way now of this? What is creating hopelessness? How can I get beyond that? This is you choosing to direct your mind in a way towards those things that are going to have a positive, energetic momentum towards the kind of life you would now let yourself imagine living. Now, you're being reminded within the process of this, and I love this for you. You've got the stop and allow card. So today, notice every time you find a positive thought or dream interrupted with sneaky thoughts that tell you it's too good to be true, hopelessness. Instead, tell your mind that it's at least a possibility, however slight it seems. Just for today, negative thought is not part of the experiment. Give yourself permission to dream and think in positive terms without censoring yourself. Allow for the possibility. That is so good. I'm putting it up there so you can take a shot of that. And then on top of that card, you've got the bubbly card. And the bubbly card is saying, before you walk into a room, begin a conversation, or even just go out into the world, do this. Take a few minutes first to imagine that all of your best qualities, even the ones you're not conscious of, are bubbling up out of you and are surrounding you in a fine shimmering light. You sparkle and shine in a way that draws people towards you. You invite interest and also cooperation in the nicest possible way. Well, isn't that just a beautiful combination with the notice your choices and following it up with an embodiment, an acknowledgement of the fact that you are choosing this. You are being told within the energy that you're being asked to embrace, to really allow yourself to have the kind of fierceness you would have for anybody you love. Have it for yourself. Have it for your own well-being. Fiercely protect and grow your ability to see the positive, to live in a positive energy, to expand beyond any glass ceiling you've put over yourself. It's not about aggression and violence, but rather one of passionate confidence and assertiveness, which is where you get to make your choices. The humility card is also wonderful because it's really interesting. The humility card and the bubbly card, letting all of this, choosing to allow yourself to believe that you have wonderful qualities that are bubbling up and shining around you and magnetizing the right kind of situations and people to you. But at the same time, you're being told be humble. And be humble within the context of knowing that you're not the only one playing the game. You have got spirit. You've got your higher conscious mind. You have got dimensions beyond your table and chair reality that you are operating in right now. That there is wisdom greater than what your personality dictates. And it is coming from your higher conscious self. It is coming from your angels, your guides. Divine, sacred essence, sacred presence. It's there. So the first week, please understand that if things seem to be shifting in a way that feels really quick or quite emotional, you don't worry. Rest in the beautiful sand that is warm from the sun. A gentle warmth. Gentle. The key is gentle. Be gentle. Be gentle. Allow yourself to notice the elements. Be present in your beautiful Taurian energy. Notice your senses, appreciate them, pay attention to the colors, the sounds, the smells. Let that be the thing that grounds you and settle into yourself and settle into your personality and beyond your personality into your deeper identity. This is going to set you up for the month of September, which is then going to allow you to smile and to move into almost an adventure type energy where you can go, I wonder what's going to come next, expecting the best. I love the Abraham Hicks work for some of the guidance that they give in terms of this beautiful phrase. Isn't it wonderful that everything is working out for my highest good, even though I don't notice it yet? It's just a wonderful way to move you out of any kind of thoughts that become negative. You can just say, no, you know what? It's not part of the formula today. And what if? This is a phrase that dropped in for you as soon as I started working with your energy, and I forgot it, so thank you. Your big mantra is, what if? Taurus, what if? Anytime you come upon something that seems insurmountable, that seems hopeless, that seems carved in stone like it's never going to change, that feels like you're never going to escape this attitude, this idea, this belief, you're never going to be able to change, or it's going to take forever. Can you take any situation such as that and now go, yeah, but what if that's not true? What if it could look different? What if this is just an old pattern coming up in me that I can drop? Can I drop it? The what if question is just beautiful because what it does now is it allows you that break between what you're thinking and what you're believing as the truth to say, maybe it isn't. What if it isn't? What if it's this instead of that? This helps really crack open any of the crunchy things in your perceptions that are kind of holding you in. But I'd like you to think of it like this. This is what they're showing me. It's literally, It's not a fortune cookie, because fortune cookies are quite solid, but it's literally almost like you have a little bit of phyllo dough right over the top of you. Phyllo dough is so very, very thin and fine, and it's literally like you can go poof and crack it all. And then all of a sudden, all of those restricted thoughts start going, and you go, okay, now that that's gone, what if? Taurus, I see this as a powerful month for you in terms of your ability to willingly change your attitude, to willingly engage a different energy, to willingly now understand where your power is coming from in your aspect of choice, to trust that you're being guided, to invoke that guidance, to acknowledge, isn't it wonderful? Everything is working out for me, for my highest good, even though I haven't seen it yet, or even though I don't quite understand it. And allow the positive support of your own being, the bubbly quality, and the stopping and allowing yourself to define what holds you out of that. This is all just a perfect, beautiful, it's like a cake. It's like all of these wonderful ingredients coming together in the most delicious cake. Oh, that you then get to be cooking over the course of the month. And at the end of the month, it's like you get to look at this cake and go, holy cow, what an incredible month this was. What an incredible pivot point of transformation this has been for me. And look at the wonderful cake I now get to eat and maybe even share. Taurus, my very dears, I'm going to leave you with this. I know it's longer than usual, but it's for the whole month. And it's also the last one that I'm actually scheduling. I don't know when I'm going to be posting beyond this point or what the posts are going to be exactly. So I really want to thank you for all of this, and I will be giving one last final message to everybody. So if you're interested, pay attention to that, because the guides have a few key things they would like to leave for everybody before I shift out of my current scheduling situation. Okay? Much love, my friends. I am a Taurus sun sign. It has been a great pleasure reading for you and to feel the excitement brewing for me as well as for you as I'm reading these cards, because I hadn't perceived any of that until I started reading the cards for you. So thank you, my dears. Much love. Take care and hope to see you again sometime. Thank you for being here.